Salutations and welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Phantasia. This is Edgar. Get some popcorn and a drink and strap yourselves in, boys and girls, because this is going to be a rather long installment. With the air spirit sylphs, the fire spirit Ifrit, and the murderous water hussy Undine, we have one final spirit to claim, and said spirit looks like a rejected design for the Pokemon Doug trio. It is the spirit gnome, and he can be found in a cave to the northeast of the town of Baladin. You can catch a boat here from Alvanista, but it's a supply boat, so they won't stick around and wait, and you'll have to take the long way back through Venezia. At any rate, welcome to the Cave of Spirits. You could actually come here from the start of the game, and the enemies reflect this fact, as they are pathetically weak for our level. You need to head to this door, and in return of the Jedi fashion an eyeball will pop out and demand to know what the password is. You can learn the password in the Adventurers Guild in Alvanista, but you have to spend 1,000 gold to be told what it is, and if you know it, you can come here and just do it for free. The password is Kikurimu, and in order that is 3124. In before he drops fucking chicken. In after he drops fucking chicken. There are no random encounters from this point in the cave, so if you usually run around with a holy bottle active, do not waste one here. Instead we get something annoying to be bothered with. Standing next to this rock is a gnome, and this gnome is lost. You are given the option of helping the little guy out, and you're going to have to if you want to make it to the spirit gnome's chamber, otherwise a group of gnomes are blocking the way. So here's the case. The gnome will slowly follow you, and in order to move him between screens, you have to wait for his little ass to catch up to you. If you move screen while he's too far away, he will reset all the way back to the starting position. There are other gnomes down here as well, but they're not the friendly variety. If you move within proximity of one, he will charge as fast as his stumpy little legs can move, and if he reaches you, a battle will be initiated. You will find that you simply cannot kill the little buggers. Every attack you have has its damage cut to 0. There is one way to kill them. Archie's tractor beam spell will one-shot the little buggers, but there is no reason to do so. They will just regenerate when you leave the fight, and they drop absolutely fuck all. I want you to get a dictionary and look up the word pointless. You will see a 30-second YouTube video of this fight. Whether you win or run from the battle is irrelevant, you will end up just outside the hostile gnome's charging range. On the plus side, being forced into a battle will not cause the gnome who is following us to go missing. He is still following you ever so slowly. Be careful up here, there is another hostile gnome on the other side of the door, and it can be awkward trying to find a safe spot to stand. Don't forget to wait for him. If you get him to this screen, congratulations, half of the annoying crap in this cave is complete. The gnome's friends are northeast of the entrance to this area, and reuniting the lost gnome with his buddies will cause them all to go running off, granting you access deeper into the cave. So then, head right and down to reach a staircase. Head on down. The cave from this point onwards looks a whole lot more daunting than it actually is. Just head across the bridge and into the above doorway. In this next section you will find 2 gnomes guarding a door. If you talk to them they will ask if you want to fight, but of course that's pointless, they just regenerate. What you need to do is head to the east of this area to activate an alarm, causing them to come running and granting you access through that door into the spirit gnome's chamber. Now that the gnomes are distracted, we can go and fight the boss. The spirit gnome boss is more of an annoyance than a menace. He doesn't hit very hard, but will spend the majority of the fight under the ground and unable to be damaged. Said mint to spam hammers, if you're lucky, You can nail him while he's vulnerable and save yourself a fair bit of time. Archie's firewall spell will speed the fight up significantly if you can manage to land it, as it puts a damage over time on Gnome that continues to damage him even while he's otherwise invincible to your party's attacks. And now Claff has some quite literal boom boom in his bling bling, as the summon for Gnome involves a ludicrous amount of warheads. Anyway, the chest in this room contains another spell for Archie, and it is the Stone Wall spell, a single target earth elemental spell that causes heavy damage. There's nothing left for us in this cave, so now that we have all 4 spirits, let's head back to Alvanista. Since the ship did not wait, we have to take the long way back. I will cut out the footage. Now that we have returned to Alvanista, the only thing we need to do before heading to the Moria gallery is get the permission slip from the Adventurers Guild. If this goddamn crab would step aside. Get out of my way, you spastic sideways walking trolling little prick. A word of warning, your expedition into the Moria gallery will be long and likely taxing on your item collection, so stock up accordingly, and for God's sakes, if you got rid of your pickaxe from earlier, get another one right the fuck now or you'll be sorry. Now, the Adventurers Guild can be found underneath the pharmacy. There is an exit on the left, head in that direction. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. As soon as you enter, talk to the guard next to the stairs. He will sell you a combined art for 6,000 gold, grab it if you can afford it, but if you cannot, don't panic, because you will certainly be able to afford it after you finish in the Moria gallery. All you need to do down here is talk to the man behind the counter for your permission slip into Moria, but the 2 women on the far left are somewhat amusing because of how Cliss interacts with them. Anyway, the man behind the counter will give you the permission slip. The only prerequisite is that you save the prince, and we read that ages ago, so the slip has been sitting here gathering dust this entire time. The man will tell us that we won't be able to get as far as we want, but that's bullshit. As an aside, one of the NPCs in the Adventurers Guild will sell you the password we used in Gnome's Cave for 1000 gold, but quite obviously we have no need to spend that much gold on something we already know and don't actually need any further. Lastly, if you're really bored, you can get the blue-haired person to the right of the counter to play the piano, but naturally there is no in-game reward for doing so. Anyway, Moria awaits. This is your last warning to get a replacement pickaxe if you got rid of the one you had earlier. And also a friendly reminder to have your items all nice and stocked up. You are going to have to fight your way through a horde of enemies in the Moria Gallery, and as well as that, there is a very challenging boss encounter down in the depths. Now, the last time we came here, the guard kicked us out. Let's see the prick do the same thing a second time. And welcome once again to the Moria Gallery. As we have permission from Alvanista's royal family, the guard is now forced to let us inside. Yeah, that's right, quit blocking the talent. Now, you can get permission to enter the Moria Gallery as soon as you save the prince, but there's no point in coming here before you have collected all 4 of Claw's spirits, as you will be unable to complete this dungeon. The Moria Gallery basically acts as an underground river skyscraper, and our goal is to reach depth 10. And of course, you get all sorts of nasty critters within the underground caverns, starting with bats. Just treat them like tougher owls. If they drop fucking chicken, I swear to God I will end somebody. Just as well. There is a staircase here, and it has an exit at both depth 4 and depth 9, but they are blocked and must be opened from the other sides, so we will have to of course go down the hard way. The point of that staircase is to make your trip back to the surface much easier, and if you are having trouble in here or are running out of items, remember it's only a short trip from here to Alvanista and its merchants, so consider that staircase a lifeline. For now, we are heading down. Getting to depth 2 is very easy. There are stairs leading down from this room. Just a warning in advance, the Moria Gallery is not only infested with hostile monsters, it is also infested with environmental hazards that must be navigated, and puzzles that must be solved, to progress deeper into the dwarven ruins. The place becomes more confusing, and the enemies and hazards more dangerous the deeper you descend. That sign told us the stairs leading down to the right. The sign is not lying, but there is a closed door blocking us from reaching the stairs, so let's head to the left instead. In this room you will find 2 statues, one of which can be moved. You will have to drag it south to depress a switch. Holy fuck, it's a bunch of midgets. Midgets are unlike the gnomes and can be hurt by whatever you want, so no need to tractor beam. Take them out however you fancy. Let's get that statue onto that switch. The statue of a man in armor is immovable, so you can completely ignore it. Once the movable statue is on the switch, take the doorway leading down. Is there anybody in the world who sees a midget and does not immediately think holy fuck a midget? Anyway, midgets aside, 3 chests are up for grabs in this room. Loot them for a protect ring, a stake, and 2000 gold. Before you leave, be sure to pull the lever on the top end of this room. That lever will open the door that was blocking us earlier, and we can now descend to depth 3 of the Moria Gallery. Doors open. Down we go. Oh bloody hell. Goddamn bats. Why the hell do bats drop apples, stupid loot tables? Oh whatever, we all know they make no sense. Anyway, we have descended to depth 3 of the Moria Gallery, and you may have noticed the pad on the floor that has the word off. If you come around this way, you will find a door that you cannot pass, because the switches in front of it will cause it to shut when you step upon them. Apparently Klus isn't agile enough to hop over them. head this way. The less said about that, the better, I think. Anyway, up here is a pad that says on. Do you remember the little floating fuckery way back before we met Chaos? Same thing here, we are going to float our way through that door. Looks like the Sewer King had some ankle biters, and we also have an upgraded bat to deal with. Not a problem, Undine murders the shit out of everything. I begin to question Archer's AI, using Grave in a battle with nothing but floating enemies. Anyway, let's float the fuck over and through that door. Go around the off pad or you'll lose your float effect. There's another off pad through the door, float over it. You'll have to shake off the float to get through the next door, because you need to step on a switch to open it up. Once through, head to the right. This statue is on a switch. Move the statue to open the door. The bats continue to hound us. Anybody who has ever played an RPG and entered a cave is familiar with this little issue. Hell, there's a bat right there. Anyway, head south. The door will shut behind you, but don't worry, just head to the right to find the staircase leading to depth 4. And more bats. Goddamn bats. So bloody persistent. Anyway, once the bats stop nibbling at your ass for a brief second, head down the stairs to arrive at depth 4 of the Moria gallery. For those who remember, the lifeline staircase is a depth 4 exit, so what say we locate it? Damn it, Archie, watch where you're aiming those spikes. Now, depth 4 seems like a dead end, and even the NPC here will attest to that. The solution is back in the hallway with the torches. Notice that one is not lit. This torch is in actuality not a torch at all, and is just a rather elaborate lever. Give it a pull and a tunnel will open on your right. Let's head on in. That settles it. Archie clearly has some kinky fetish as far as Clus is concerned. This shouldn't surprise anybody at this point. 2 doors, head into the already open one on the right. Here you will find a wandering NPC and 2 switches. Stand on one and wait for the NPC to walk on the other. This will spawn a chest with a free rune bottle for you. And Undine continues murdering the shit out of everything. This also should not surprise anybody at this point. Once you have your free rune bottle, head into the previous room, step on the switch to open the other door, trapping that poor NPC forever, and head on into the newly opened area. Down here is the depth 4 exit of the lifeline stairwell, but it's blocked from this side too. We will need to open it. What is this semi-Konami code bullshit? It's the solution for the puzzle in the next room. Specifically, this puzzle. Incredible. No spike from Archie. Guess she's kept her hormones under control. Now, this puzzle. Ignore the statue, you need to step on the switches in order, and the order is up, up, down, down, left, right. If you fuck up the order, the puzzle will reset and you will need to start over. If you run into a random encounter mid-puzzle, just continue from where you left off. When you are successful, head into the previous room and down to the depth 4 emergency exit. The door will now be open. Pulling this lever will open the emergency exit, and you now have a quick way back to the surface. Ignore the stairs leading down, they lead to depth 9's emergency exit and it is blocked. Step on the switch in here to open the door in the room with the Konami code puzzle. The stairs descending to depth 5 are in that direction. so there's no sense fucking about at the emergency exit. Off we go to the newly opened area. When you go through the door, be sure to take the statue with you, you're going to need it. Not quick enough, Undine. You don't get to murder the shit out of a bat today. Anyway, push the statue north. There is a door blocking access to depth 5, and you need to put the statue on the switch to gain access. We can now descend to depth 5, but I hope nobody here is nyctophobic, because depth 5 is shrouded in darkness. But not enough darkness to prevent me from seeing a goddamn bat. It's even dark in the bloody battles. We have some huge flies to fight, but they're just pushovers. That was almost disappointingly easy. Now, since this floor is so dark, it's very easy to lose your way down here. Just follow my lead, I will show you the way. Head right into the next area, and then slightly north to find an NPC. Obviously not scared of the dark, this one. Hey, it's an ogre. It's the same type of ogre we fought in Ifrit's cave. Be careful, because remember, they can paralyze your party members. Anyway, we need to press that switch to continue down. The switch in question is in the room just north of here, and you are going to need to have the sorcerer's ring equipped to activate it. You will need the sorcerer's ring for quite a few places in the depths of the Moria gallery. Once you have activated the switch, head left down the corridor, but pay attention to the southern wall, the exit is easy to miss. Stealthy, isn't it? Huge flies continue to be massive pushovers. Head on down the stairs here, and you will find yourself in depth 6 of the Moria gallery. It's nice and bright in here, thank heavens for that. Well, that didn't last for fucking long. Plunged back into darkness again. Watch out for the spikes, they damage you if you walk on them. Time to fumble and fuck around in the pitch black. Good thing that the darkness we are shrouded in does not affect Undine's penchant for murdering the shit out of everything. Anyway, head north until you hit a wall, then head right and then south. The next area is to the right. Thankfully it's much brighter in here. You can see a chest as you enter this area, but it is protected by a pad that will teleport you away should you try to cross it. First let's head south. Undine is not violent, she is simply misunderstood. Down south you will find a bunch of spikes. It is possible to get past them with 0 damage, but who can be fucking bothered? And now that I think about it, this leads down to depth 7 of the Moria gallery. My sincerest apologies, I thought there was a switch down here you needed to press to collect the earlier treasure chest. It just goes to show you that this place is hard to dedicate to memory. No matter. You just keep doing what you're doing, Undine. Let's head through the doorway this time. Oh right, it's a statue gimmick. One of the statues here hides a lever, and pulling the lever will open a tunnel, allowing you to reach the treasure chest from the north side, ignoring the stupid teleporter pad. You know what else would work? We could have just had Archie fly over to collect it. Or we could have just had Undine murder the shit out of it, but no, we have to hit the lever, because the development team did not think of everything. All that fuss for a lemon gummy. It was hardly worth the trouble. On your way back, remember to put the statue back in its original position, or you are stuck in here. Alright, nothing else for us here, let's head on down to depth 7 of the Moria gallery. And let's take as much damage as possible from the spikes, because why the heck not? There is a save point as you enter depth 7, feel free to use it. Anyway, to progress, Another torch gimmick is in this room. This one is not a lever like the one on depth 4. This one is an actual torch, and you will have to light it. Simply fire at it with the sorcerer's ring to ignite its flame, granting you passage out of this room. You will once again be plunged into darkness, this time in a simple square room. There is a chest near where you enter, but if you try to collect it, an invisible teleporter will transport you back, so you must take the long way around the perimeter of the room to reach it. God damn it, it's these tractor beaming fuckheads again. Even worse, I have Chris's thunderclap axe equipped, and they are completely immune to it. This battle is going to be a pain in the bum. For anybody wondering why I am bothering to attack with Kless, he can still stun them if he's lucky. Good lord, that was harder than it needed to be. Perhaps it's time to bust out Gungnir again. You might be tempted to bust out the ice scimitar since the tractor beaming pricks take double damage from it, but they are also enemies down here that absorb water, so you're better off going with Gungnir and its non-elemental damage. Anyway, let's continue counterclockwise. Another lemon gummy from the chest. Walk into the spot where the invisible teleporter is and you will find yourself back in the room with the save point. Take the teleporter again to be plunged back into the dark square room. A new chest has appeared in here. Again, go the long way around to claim the treasure. It's not so fun when you aren't immune to Kliss's shit, is it, you prick? Let's resume heading clockwise around the room. A yellow cake this time. It's a trading good, we're going to hold on to it for a long time. Once again, teleport out and back in again. One final chest will materialize in the dark room, and you want this one, because it has a huge upgrade for Archie. Strangely, I am yet to run into the enemies that absorb water. With this sort of luck, perhaps I should have just equipped the damn ice scimitar. You collect a mystic broom from this chest, and it is a weapon for Archie. Equip it on her the instant you collect it. It's 3 times more powerful than the broom she joined the party with. Return to the save point room and step on the teleporter once again. This time, you will be teleported to a new location. And of course it's dark as shit. Wouldn't that be typical? There is a door at the north end of the room, but it's closed. To open it, you will need to use your sorcerer's ring to light every single candle in this room, 10 in total. What I want to know is why I can't just have Klaff summon Ifrit, and get him to do it. It would only take him one single attack cycle after all. Oh well, first world problems. Once all 10 candles are lit, the door opens, so head on through. Now taking all bets as to whether the next room is bright or dark. 50 to 1 odds on it being dark, given how far underground we are in these dwarven ruins. What a colossal shock. Is anybody at all surprised by this? Fortunately, this area is very linear, simply follow the winding tunnel around. Clearly huge flies have replaced bats. We haven't seen any goddamn bats in a very long time. Just keep following this tunnel, it will lead you to an exit on the left. Ah good, another brightly lit area. Apparently it's not bright enough for the games like Invo. This just in, Undine continues her murdering the shit out of everything shtick. Now, I hope you haven't gotten rid of the pickaxe we bought before Long Valley, because if you arrive down here and are unable to bust through this wall, I would honestly not blame you if you rage quit the entire game at this point. Hey, we've found the bat. I was starting to think they were non-existent down here. Anyway, light the 2 candles to open the door at the south end of this area. The staircase leads down to depth 8 of the Moria gallery. If you have the ice scimitar equipped, take it off, because everything down here absorbs water. As Clark so kindly demonstrated for us, disable Undine for this area. The enemies are immune to her murdering the shit out of everything methods. Damn it, Clark, you retard, you just healed that nymph back to full. If it is a good choice for down here, since the enemies take extra damage from its fire element. Turn Eruption on for Archie if you can be bugged. Now, your immediate instinct will be to shoot these candles, and allow me to show you what happens if you do. As the famous quote goes, it's a trap. What you actually need to do is use the candle stand like it is a lever, and it will grant you access into the next area. And wouldn't you know it, it's dark as shit again. This really begins to get on my nerves. For those of you who could not tell, the entire corridor in the darkness was filled the fuck up with spikes. However, there is a handy little solution for crossing without being damaged.
Release the Kraken!
Well, looks like the seafood is back and just as smug looking as ever. Where the hell is it aiming? Stupid bloody squid. Laugh, you fucking faggot, stop bloody healing the enemies. Honestly, I forgot how durable those damn squids are. Anyway, let's see about crossing the spike corridor. Step on the switch and return to the previous room. The candle stand will be gone, and in its place will be an on-pad. Yes, we are going to float our way through the corridor. Sure is convenient that the pad is there. You know what I would love explained to me? We are 8 stories under the bloody ground, and in a narrow corridor filled with spikes. How in the shit are there squid here at all? How do they survive in this environment? Fuck logic, this is Tales of Phantasia. But I digress. We picked up the Phoenix skill for Kless, and it is a long-range art. He will turn into a flaming bird and will ram into the enemy for hefty fire damage. Remember, humans can't use magic. He can summon lightning bolts and can turn into a flaming pigeon but can't use magic. Fuck logic, this is still Tales of Phantasia.
Release the Kraken!
Good, a perfectly out-of-place squid. A perfect target for Kliss's non-magic flaming pigeon ability. Those red slugs behind the squid will take huge hits from the flaming pigeon strike as well, but they are such small targets that Kliss can very easily miss them altogether. Good shot, Hawkeye. Quick, better bolt it before Klaff decides to be a dickhead and heal it. I see Archie is back to trying to spike Kliss. Strange girl that one. Anyway, the spike corridor is linear, and has one simple turn off you can take for a yellow cake. Grab it and continue following the path. You will end up in yet another dark room, and straight in front of you as you enter is a long staircase. Head down it. See, Klaff, was that so bloody difficult? You're supposed to be an intelligent spellcaster and shit, so use that bloody brain of yours. We're not keeping you around for your good looks, mate. At the bottom of the staircase are a pair of chests, one with a rune bottle and one with an apple gummy. You likely only need the rune bottle though. Head back up the stairs and turn left. It's a straight shot to another staircase heading south. What's up, Mr. Bat? You'll have an easier time hitting floating enemies with Flaming Pigeon because Klus doesn't have to perform as sharp of an incline. Sweet, we just got Mint's very first full screen heal. Nurse is a rather comical looking heal and is 20 mana per cast, but it will heal every character in range for over 1000 hit points. I would suggest you have both hit and heal enabled. Also, the description is bullshit. It doesn't summon angels, it summons literal nurses, complete with Doom-style medikits and everything. At any rate, we have now reached depth 9 of the Moria gallery, and as you probably remember, this floor has an emergency exit just like depth 4. And more of those smug-ass looking squid pricks. Seriously, how are they surviving down here where there's no goddamn water? Step on this switch to open the door and head on through. Fuck, I've forgotten which way to go. No problem, I'll just beat the stuffing out of enemies until I remember. Okay, I remember. Head to the left first to pull the lever and open the emergency exit. You might need to use it at this point, and if you're low on items I suggest you go up and restock. There's a brutal boss fight incoming, one of the hardest in the game. As for this room is stupid. You can learn on the Discovery Channel that flaming pigeons quite literally eat squids for breakfast and shit. Anyway, see the spikes? There is absolutely nothing to the north of them, it's an elaborate trick. Head down the tunnel on the right, and then follow it up to the north. Have I ever mentioned that I love the way Lightning Bolt is able to dodge crap like that as Klus charges in? Makes it one of the most useful skills he has. Sadly, I am going to put it away at this point now that we've mastered it. We're going to have to get 100 uses out of Phoenix for its associated double arts, but Lightning Bolts are half ready to go at this point. The only thing up this tunnel is a solitary switch, so step on it and head back the way you came. One of the funny things about Flaming Pigeon is that Klus cannot cancel it. If you use it and the enemy dies before it comes out, he will just fly at the wall and show it who's the boss. Anyway, let me prove that there's nothing above the spikes. Holy crap, you managed to hit it with Flaming Pigeon. Somebody buy this young man a beer. At any rate, as you can see, there is nothing up there except that random lizard, and he doesn't really count. So head back into the room with the emergency exit. Actually wait, I think I forgot to step on the switch. So I paused this recording in order to check, and it turns out I have in fact stepped on the switch. Bloody hell, this dungeon is doing my nut in. And the bonus segment of the dungeon is about 1,000 times more confusing than this. Whatever, ignore the emergency exit and head south. Cook the cunt's Ifrit. I think Ifrit is a pretty cool guy. He does 12.5 hits and doesn't afraid of anything. The fires are going. Nothing to do but take the damage. Too slow, Archie. You're gonna have to be quicker than that if you want to spike anything. Now, that switch I stopped the recording to check opens this door, and we can take the staircase down to depth 10 of the Moria gallery. This is as deep as we are going to get. The bonus section of the Moria gallery will get us all the way down to depth 21, but that's not going to be for a very long time. Collect the turquoise ring from this chest. It's going to be used to contract with a spirit down here. In fact, I would recommend you equip the turquoise ring on Clav as soon as you get it. It's a very good accessory that will bump his TP up by about 1/3 of its total. Make sure your party is healthy, that brutal boss encounter is right around the corner. Now, there are 2 levers in this room, each will activate a teleporter. take the one on the right first. This is the room with the boss encounter, but the boss is not here yet. There is a locked exit to the north, and in the center is this obelisk. Incoming plot. If you head to the north, you will find that locked door I mentioned. It's a treasure vault, but you will have to beat the boss in combat in order to get in there. Head back through the teleport and activate the other. The second teleport will take you to a room with 4 summoning locations. In this room you will control Cloth, and your job is to summon the spirits at the correct locations. They are as follows. If it goes north, the fire of life is at the births to come. Untine goes west. The tears of a mourning woman are on your left. Gnome goes south. Death is always at your back for all return to the earth from which they came. And the sylphs go east. And the wind blows forth from your right. Once you correctly summon the spirits, a voice will call out to Cloth, directing him back to the obelisk. This is your absolute last chance to heal up before the boss encounter, and I strongly recommend you enter this battle healthy, because this boss is dangerous. He can very quickly kill your entire party with his sporadic attack pattern. Say hello to Maxwell, Lord of the Worldly Elements. This rather dapper-looking gentleman acts as the guard to the treasure vault, and you're going to have to beat him if you want him. I suggest you turn only Thunderblade on for Archie and only Undine on for Cloth. They are the most effective spells for this battle. Maxwell is one of the toughest fights in the game, and your ability to fight is going to be severely tested here. Best of luck. all that shit and all he gives as loot is a goddamn heavy stone. Well, that and 25,000 gold. And himself as a summon for Claf. Maxwell will become your go-to summon ability later in the game, as he will eventually outstrip every summon in the game in terms of single target damage potential, even if he is a little bit random. When summoned, he does 8 hits in total, but the damage can vary somewhat. Either way, more boom boom for the bling bling. By the game's end, assuming you tackle the remaining half of the Moria gallery, you will most likely only have 2 summons active, and Maxwell is one of those 2. Now that we've bested Maxwell in combat, we can enter the treasure vault, so in we go boys and girls. It's like a ring bargain sale down in this bitch. To hell with Runglum, she can bloody well wait. I am too busy going woot woot all over this loot. And that's all of the treasure chests collected from here. Another treasure vault exists in the Moria gallery, but that one is 11 depths lower, and there is a horde of incredibly nasty enemies in the way. Take a good long look everyone, the Moria gallery will make a comeback with one hell of a vengeance. Anyway, let's see about all that loot we collected from here. We picked up a question mark rod and 2 question mark armors. The question mark armors will become mithril meshes, identify them and equip them on Claf and Kliss. As for the question mark rod, it will become a rune rod, a very powerful weapon for Mint. While identifying everything, I noticed we picked up another porno magazine from somewhere. More pornography for the collection. I still refuse to vendor them under any circumstance. I don't give a fuck if it's Claf's absolute weakest weapon, it's too good of a novelty item to pass up. Anyway, give me a moment to equip the party with the upgraded pieces of gear. Funnily enough, with that rune rod Mint can now hit harder than Claf. Alright, now we need to get the hell out of the Moria gallery. As you are all aware, we opened emergency exits, and we will be using the one on depth 9 to return to the surface. The emergency exit is a simple row of stairs leading up depth after depth, but for our second trip in here, understand that there is no such emergency exit to speak of. Once you go past depth 10, may the Lord have mercy on your soul. Once you return to depth 1, just head to the right and down to exit the Moria gallery. Glorious, glorious sunlight. I will wrap this episode up, it's been a long one. This has been Edgar, and as always, thank you for your patronage.